Well, don't worry, because Styx is here once again, back with another guide, and today we're covering the basics of solo play. I've done a lot of research on the game and have been playing since the alpha, so I decided to call upon myself to create this guide for you, and I've actually made this one a jam-packed one featuring the contestants for light, medium and heavy, so whichever role you want to play or master, this guide is for you. Typically, in most matches played as a team, pacing is super important, and getting the objectives to the Cashouts as soon as possible will give you the higher odds of winning. However, playing as a solo, you also have to rely on your teammates to be effective players as well, which is rarely the case, and often you'll see them falling off the map. I got it. During my experience personally playing the game, I found a strategy to be really effective in actually beating most teams early on in the tournament stages, and of course we'll break that down. Now remember, this guide is not for a high kill, crazy KDA, godlike scenario. We're simply focusing 10x on objectives and low hanging fruit eliminations. Most pro players or clickbait YouTubers will try to kind of push the analogy that if you don't get a Discord clip every game with a 100% headshot rate, no deaths, then you're just a trash player. And that's not the mindset that you should have. Being my, student in the Finals Academy, ranking up through the process to Diamond, we don't care about what other players do. We don't care about those flashy kills. We're a low risk, high reward player. Those flashy clips will come as a byproduct of just simply being patient and smart in the game and not being overly aggressive. Just to also know, as you get to the latter stages of the tournaments, you will actually encounter those sweatier teams in those Discord calls, so we're not actually aiming in the strategy to win an entire tournament. Sometimes of course you will, and sometimes you actually might get eliminated straight away, but that's just the disadvantages of playing as a solo. We have a goal of reaching the second or third stage as often as possible, which allows us to gain those fame points to reach Diamond. And yes, obviously it's slow, again you're a solo player, but you will get there eventually. Using this method, you'll see how much stronger it is. Okay, so let's get into it then. The strategy as follows. So as soon as you join in, to understand our kind of team strengths and weaknesses, we'll follow them to the first vault and kind of attempt to support them in fights, but you'll be higher up inside buildings and a bit more safer. If the players are pretty supportive, let's say they're following your pings, they're using utility well, and overall they're a decent player, then we'll actually play around them as normal and take the vault to a cash out. However, and this is where the difference comes through, if you notice that these players are obviously kind of lacking in skill, maybe even lacking in some intelligence and they need to watch some of my guides, and they're just kind of running in dying, then what you'll do is you'll actually exit that fight immediately, back off, and make your way to a cash out instead. We do this because you can essentially set up traps across the site or building to actually prepare for the opposing team incoming to deposit that cash out box. It also then allows a shorter respawn time for your teammates as well who have been coined, instead of getting outright wiped, which will then reset that respawn timer and then basically allow the other team a free deposit instead. Remember, don't forget that teammates also spawn closer to you when they're coining in, so combining that with your traps enemies walk into, it gives you that higher odds of success overall. Now, on the defending side, if you have control of a cash out, then what we're actually going to do is use our utility from another area or from another building, depending on your class, and we'll break that down, to actually distract, stop, or even slow the opponents from stealing it. If you don't have a control of a cash out, and you've already made your way to a site before the other team, again, we're using our traps to be set up to take out at least one player and then escape to wait for your team for reinforcements to help you out with the rest of the kills. In the videos, you might see that I had Pyro Grenade on light. I've actually made an adjustment to that, and I actually, from my testing, think that Breach Charge is going to be a lot more effective. And the reason why is you would put the breach charge on the floor below the cash out. So if you have that and you're defending it, you would blow up the breach charge first to drop the floor below. And then you could do, the rest of the stuff that we talk about in the video. Just a quick change that I made. Breach charge is more effective. As for the rest of everything else, I have cloaking device / evasive dash or even grappling hook. I don't think the specializations are that crazy. I do think though that cloaking device is slightly better than the rest still, even though people are telling me in the comments that as you get to higher ranks, people would find out that you have cloaking device, etc, etc. From my own testing, I don't really have that. People still get tricked by it. Yes, obviously if you play silly with it, you're going to get caught. If you want to use the LH1, the shotgun, the VN&S, the XP, the M11, I don't care. Whatever gun you guys enjoy using, that's not the strategy. We're not doing, this guide is not for kills, remember, at the end of the day. It's to slow or stop people from taking the cash out and the objectives. We're not like everyone else. We are different. We play this game differently, and we have a different vision or view of the game. So don't stress too hard on the gun. Whatever you think has the coolest skin, use that. Stun gun is obviously going to be very effective to stop people from taking the cash out, so use a stun gun. Then it's the glitch grenade. You can obviously stop people from, for example, having utility and gadgets down, counter them with the glitch grenade. Obviously, the second favorite gun that you want to use in your reserves as well. I like to have a mix between like a close range gun and a long range gun, just in case. Sometimes I might even try out the XP if I'm feeling it. I would only use reserves for the weapons, or if I do want to swap out pyro grenade with breach grenade. Why would I want to do that? Well, there might be cash outs that are actually on a floor that can't be dropped below. So I would swap out the pyro grenade with the breach grenade on certain maps that don't offer the drop. But let's pretend that this is the cash out site. Well, your job, if you are a light main or a light player, there will be a heavy and a medium later on in this video, so don't worry. It's going to basically be that you're going to use your utility to stop the cash out. You're going to be struggling a lot with actually getting the cash out to the site, and that's just the disadvantage of playing as a solo. You're going to have to rely on your teammates actually being able to take the cash out onto site, so you're at a disadvantage there. However, once the cash out is actually active, so let's say that it's down, you have a lot of utility to be able to stop plays. So for the utility, of course, we have the invis. So if they start to go through the cash out, they're not going to spot you as easily. Of course, they will hear you, but obviously sound can mask through the arena. Typically, your average route would go, you'd be invis, you'd go through, you'd stun him off the cash out, because if someone's cashing out and they get stunned, they stop cashing out, for example, so it's actually really effective. So you go through, you hit the stun, and then you could either shotgun as you exit. So he's there, shotgun as you exit, leave for invis. If you notice that they're going to try and take it again, then again you pyro the cash out site, and then the pyro is essentially on it to stop them from, you know, simply going on it and cashing out. Your team at the time should be trying to, you know, follow the efforts with you to stop them from cashing out. A lot of the times they would probably be dead. So what you could again do is pyro grenade or stun gun them, leave, jump out, because the other players will be focused on the cash out and trying to steal. You could then go for a res, and then you go straight back in. You reload your stun gun out, you go invis, come back in. Maybe there's a guy in the corner here, you take the shots, and then you leave and you just jump out. You don't want to stay for long up there, because it's going to be a real disadvantage to you. Because, for example, if you come up, you take the shots, and then you're going for like this, and you're like, oh, yeah, let's try and... That's not going to be good, because players are going to be taking the aim point at you. If they see a quick death, and then leave them through the window, a lot of the times they might chase it, because players in this game are very aggressive, and that lets your teammates come through. Now, the reason why we have glitch grenade is essentially because it's not as simple as running in and being able to stop them and hitting the stun gun. Like, I am giving you a realistic guide here, and obviously, you know, this won't be successful all the time. It's just the best success that I've had from testing out the matches. So you'll notice that you'll actually be able to, for example, hit a glitch grenade first. Worst case scenario, you could actually throw it in the building, then let the glitch go off, okay? And then obviously you'd go invis, you have your stun gun out, they might try and steal it. If not, you'd find the player, for example, there, bang, bang, he's dead, and then you leave, okay? So it's basically just a rinse and repeat of that using your utility, but you're never letting your stay extend for way too long. And you'll see it in some of the examples that we'll go through, and it'll be some real nice tips for you, and you'll see what I mean. Just remember that the further away, the quicker you're gonna have to do stuff, right? So just be very mindful of that. You have less time to react and do things to actually stop them from cashing out. And you see the heavies are over here, I think. So let's get a little bit closer now that we know where they are. Yeah, they're here. I see them. Now I'm just going to go behind them. Probably going to glitch grenade them as well. See how he's stealing it. We're going to glitch that. Stop him. I took it, but it's fine. There we go, boom. We can reseal it. So I had to glitch grenade first, but I trusted my teammates there to do stuff. Yeah, we lost the steal again, but you know, we're taking them back. It's triple heavy. I mean, it's really hard to attack against. There we go. This is pretty good. So we should secure that one. Pacing. We're gonna go to 4. We're gonna leave them to fight. Our team shouldn't really be fighting this, but you can see how they're already on it, so we need to be quicker. I can solo put the vault in and go back and res them if they're waiting for me. Just leave. These heavies are like just... They're not really logical. They're all just going in as a team, but like... They're going in as a team without any like thought of like what they're doing. It's really poor. We're actually ahead now on pacing, so hopefully C will be more contested, and this will be good for us. Maybe our team can defend this. Nice, good kill. Last heavy there. Nice shots. Well done, lads. Nice shots. Okay, and again, you'll notice that I have the high ground here. They start cashing out. Again, I do use the pyro grenade, but I think the breaching charge will be better in these scenarios. But you can see, there we go. It takes him out. And again, this is a 3v1 or a 2v1, I think. But they're trying to steal. I'm just dodging and weaving. Using the invis and utility, you know, to my ability. And it's really forcing the pink team here to just try and panic. And, you know, they don't know what to do. They don't know if they should cash out or commit to it or whatnot. And you can see the stun gun with the... Obviously, the LH1 does the work there, and it's an easy solo protection of the cash out. Okay, for medium, obviously we're doing the whole trap scenario. Medium is the best for that actual case. So I've gone with Guardian Turret, Gas Grenade, Gas Mine, and Explosive Mine. This is a really, really nice loadout. It's super effective in countering people, in putting people into a trap, into an area, and then you just dealing the damage with your favorite gun. For the weapon to use for medium, obviously the AK is still more superior to the Scar right now. The Scar is good, but the AK is just better because of the higher mag size. That's just unbeatable. I actually prefer the model because it has high damage, and if you have decent accuracy and decent aim, you can finish off people quicker. The gun, again, does not matter. I could get to diamond with just using the CL40. I could get to diamond using the riot shield if I wanted to. Whatever gun you think looks cool and is the best and your favorite, use that gun. Do not listen to clickbait YouTubers. So in this case, we obviously have a building here which doesn't have a roof, which is really nice. And then we have a main door. Players in the finals, for some reason, they don't do anything different. And you'll notice that there's kind of like a pattern. Like, players will always go through a door. For this door or this door. It's kind of what players do. And with the utility that we have here, we have the Guardian Turret, we have the Gas Grenade, the Gas Mine, and the Explosive Mine. What I typically like to do is place explosive mines behind the doors of the common spots that players would go up to. And the reason for that is because if you're rushing with the vault and you're talking to your friends on Discord, you're not really going to be able to hear this go off and then boom, you're going to be exploded. I think that it's actually one of the most effective strategies, and you're essentially going to be ready to punish it. Obviously, a heavy can tank this mine, so if you're in an area where you're ready to punish it, or for example, you have a turret, that's going to be a lot more effective for you, and you'll see a ton of success with that. The gas mines is the same philosophy. However, I like putting the gas mines near a cash out instead. So for example, again, if this was a cash out, you could put it on here. Because we know that this is one of the common routes that players go up, and they land here, and then another one here as well. Gas mines can also be used as alarms, so they don't have to necessarily be used as damaging devices or anything like that. But of course, it does still do damage to players. And then eventually you'd have your Guardian Turret placed, for example, like this, to kind of end the chipping damage coming through. So I'm a heavy main or I'm a medium main, whatever, and I have a cash out in my hands. I'm running through talking on Discord. Oh, boom, that's gone off. Okay, and I'm running through. Maybe I'm getting healed by a healer. We're all good. We're going up. Oh, now the gas mine's gone off. And now we're going through. Oh, now the turret spotted me as well, because the turret can see the range from here, for example. So you have a lot of problems that are happening at that point, and at the same time, you're obviously going to be there ready to punish the damage as well. So I'm in a really nice spot here to punish the damage, and just like Light, I'm here ready to exit. You do not stay and commit to the angles. For example, a lot of the times in like Counter-Strike, for example, or Valorant, like, you don't have the option to be able to move and be very fluid in your movement, right? Well, in this game, in the finals, you can do so much more stuff, and you're way less limited to what's actually going on. So I might be here ready to go, and my teammates may be even nowhere near me, and you'll see in some of the examples that I go through that happens. But you'll see I'm here shooting, boom, I'm out. I'm going to try and run away. I'm going to try and exit, and then I'm going to try and basically change my position up and wait for my teammates to come back through. Now, That's obviously really good for stopping players coming into it. And you'll notice a lot of the times that you'll be very successful and you'll actually be able to kill players, take the cash out yourself from the damage you've dealt and put it in the box. And then, you know, you'll be cashing out. When there is a scenario where I'm actually defending this time, so let's say that this time we've already put the cash out in, I prefer to have explosive mines on really common spots because it does so much damage. And then I have gas mines on site. Now, why is this? Because if I notice that I'm in a lot of trouble, or like I have like a last ditch effort. So a last ditch effort is basically when I'm very low on HP, I've used all my utilities and there isn't much else I can do. One shot into that one and it should explode it. So now that gas mine has gone off and you've now put a flurry of gas on the site. That's going to be really effective for you if they start to go through and, for example, try to you know, steal your cash out. If it's active, having a gas mine down and just being able to like basically instantly take it out is like really effective and really useful. And that's also what the gas grenade's for. Players are doing it a lot more now, and I have noticed that, but they're still not, players aren't doing it all the time. And I think that this is probably one of the most overpowered, insane techniques where you take the shot, you run away, shut the door, place the mine down, run away, and you're just kind of taking it from that. For example, you see him there, you take the shot again, he's been blown up, you run back, his teammate might come in to cover him, right? So then what do? Oh, well, you have the gas grenade here, you throw that down, and then you can change up the angle a little bit, okay, and then chasing you here, you have another mine. See how you can play with your... Being in a building and controlling that building for yourself, you can play so many games with opponents and it will increase your survivability a lot. I know we're doing this guide for survivability and being able to play objectives really, really well. And this stuff is super important. And I hope that you start incorporating this stuff into your gameplay and it helps you out so much because I really do believe in it. Okay, so this is probably one of the biggest clutch plays I've ever done. You can see again, I'm using the gas mine in common spots and then the gas mine on the cash out as well. Obviously, I have explosive mines, so I think I swapped this out. Yeah, so I have an explosive mine on the common spot right there, and then the gas mines onto the cash out site. So yeah, I'm just adjusting it a little bit to make it a lot more effective. There we go. And then the turret as well being placed towards facing the cash out. And notice here how we have 1 minute and 5 seconds left on the clock. Both the players are dead. They're spamming for me to revive them, spamming me for me to heal them. I'm ignoring that call. And why am I doing that? Because... these players are dead for a reason. Obviously, it's not an ego thing, and you'll see why in a second, why I'm a god at clutching in this game. And you can see 47 seconds left on the clock. I've got the vault activated, and again, they're still down. So in this scenario right now, it is a 1v9. And at this point as well, it's funny because, you know, they're spamming for me to revive them. They're probably saying that I'm brain dead, I'm an idiot, right? And then boom, what have we done? Well, we've pre-set up our own site. We've put our own cash out in, exactly how I've taught you guys. And now, something even crazier I'm doing is leaving the site in overtime. Why would I do that? Well, one of the strengths of that is so that I can revive and let all the work be done with my turret and my utility. Okay, again, so 30 seconds left on the clock. You can see the cash out is also halfway through. At this point in my head, I really am annoyed. I'm like, you know, God damn it, why'd I have to revive these guys? I only have enough time for one revive, so I quickly pick this guy up. Probably not much point as he decides to revive someone else. He should be darting towards the cash out. I have no idea why he revived someone else, but, you know, there you go. This is why we're carrying for a reason. And look at that. All the hit markers going across. We have all the utility. I jump off like an idiot at the end. Sure, okay, I'm not the best player in the world, but we took it. Oh my god, dude. Holy, what a fucking clutch, dude. I'm so good. Okay, and again, it's actually the same tournament. You can see the names. These players were... pretty atrocious, I'm not gonna lie, but we didn't let that affect us, and I'm also atrocious at setting up as well. I made 2 mistakes there with my setups, but again, 1 minute left on the clock, and you can see we are being patient. We have the setup ready on the site, and now we're just gonna wait. As we're currently in second place, you can see that purple team, obviously currently last, they're coming up, and then boom, as soon as he goes in, bang, missed the first shot because my aim, but we take the first shot, and I should have taken and grabbed that cash out. That was a big mistake. I don't know why I didn't do that. Pretty poor play from me because they could have easily have just grabbed it and put it through. I think I got really lucky here, but I was taking the shots through, came out, and then yeah, pretty much an easy win. No greedy aggressiveness, you just fucking patient. Okay, so for heavy, I've gone with charge and slam. Most heavy mains use the mesh shield, and I've done a ton of testing. You can see I even unlocked the goo gun. I was testing with the goo gun. The mesh shield is good if you're in a team scenario, but for solo, the charge and slam is just so good in the damage it deals if you need to clutch up with if you've run out of bullets, or if you need to stop people from cashing out, and you'll see that in our talks that we'll go on to. The shotgun is the most superior right now out of all of them. However, you can use whatever you want. I just think that if you're going to be heavy, you might as well just use the shotgun because it's that good. RPG, again, incredibly good at taking out lights, for example, or even dropping the floor below if the cash outs are being stolen. Dome shield is really good for you clutching up if you are in a worst case scenario. One of the things I was debating was actually going C4 and explosive mine, but when I did that, the dome shield was just so good on its own to be able to, you know, for you to clutch up in solo scenarios, that it just helps out so much more. And then explosive mine, you'll see why I'm a big advocate for explosive mines. You'll see why on medium and heavy, why explosive mines are actually better than C4s, in my opinion. Okay, so next up is heavy, and obviously what I like about heavy is the insane versatility that you can get. And the basic overall rundown is if you've been watching the light and medium sections, heavy actually allows you to do a bit of both. So for the light, obviously we were saying that you want to kind of be a nuisance, you want to kind of be in the face, take a couple of shots and run away, and kind of just deal the damage and stop them on sight. And then with medium, obviously it's very effective to set up your defenses and be prepared for it. Well, heavy actually provides you the ability to do a mixture of that. One of the things that heavy can actually do for you is, again, you're taking the shots in the fight, you run through, you throw the mine down, you're here, you're ready to go. Okay, that's just like what we spoke about with medium. If you haven't watched that, basically one of the things we do is we take shots, we go behind the door, throw a mine behind that door, because they'll open it and chase you, and it's free shots. Well, with heavy, obviously you're able to, you know, carry pretty much, or do very well with heavy. But what's super effective, I feel like, is actually being prepared on a site, ready to take the cash out box from the enemy players as they approach you. Fights are pretty sporadic, but you can still carry them pretty well. I think heavy can actually hold their own pretty damn well against like a 1v2, for example. In some cases a 1v3 as well. And there isn't really much to say kind of talking about heavy, but there is a couple of things that I want to talk about when we're mentioning sights. So obviously the basic standard fight is you dome shield in, you deal the damage either with the shotgun or RPG, and that's pretty much a standard fight for heavy. Now, one of the things what you might notice is once you've kind of gotten out of all your damage plays, and let's say you've run out of ammo, for example, you've used your RPG, you can also charge and slam as like a last case ditch scenario as well. Charge and slam does a ton of damage, and it's actually something that I don't see heavy players use a lot. So what they'll typically do is they'll kind of go with their shotgun shots, they'll run around and reload like this and just try and dance around. And it's like, if you've expelled all your shots and you have to go for a reload, and there's like 1 or 2 players left, just opt for a charge and slam and just kind of deal the damage as best as you can, as quickly as possible, because your teammates should be helping you, and if they're not, then you will have to kind of go for that carry state. But I strongly believe in with heavy, I strongly believe third partying is the most effective. So for example, if we see a player going in from another team and they're attacking a team's defense up here, and you're the heavy, I prefer, and I call this the death from above. And basically, I like to control the above roof of whatever building that players are fighting on below. You know, a lot of the times in fights, there will be a hole in the roof. But what you can do with heavy is obviously you can deal the damage from up here, deal the damage. And if they start to like push you or they start to get aggressive, you basically fall off. You're ready for them right here. You have a really nice kind of fall off spot to go to. They start coming up to push you, you can run back, you have the RPG in your hands, you can shoot the RPG. They start attacking you, you can charge and slam them. There's so much that you can do with heavy's RPG and charge and slam and shotgun combination that is just so effective, especially against third parties. So if I'm playing as a solo and I notice that my team doesn't really help out a lot, then what I recommend for you to do is actually try and be super patient as heavy. Heavy can really change a scenario and win an entire game for you. But one of the problems that I see a lot of heavy players do is they just use heavy way too early because of how strong heavy is. Like, hold tab on your game. You'll notice that when my gameplay, I press tab a lot, and that's because I'm scanning to see what fights are happening. If I know that there's a vault and it's like pink, and then I hold tab and I hear gunfighting and I see that a red player dies and there's like 1 player left on pink, 2 players left on red, what are you and me going to do as a heavy? Well, we're going to run in, use the dome shield, try and RPG it, use the shotgun as well, and it's going to be super effective to be able to kind of pick off that last bit of damage whilst the teammates on your team are doing whatever. So the next section then is you might be thinking, well, as a heavy, what do I do? Because I seem to be the one that does a lot of the damage. I'm the one that carries it, but we struggle once we have the cash out in the site and we always seem to lose it. One of the things, again, you can utilize is this is why I have explosive mines instead of C4s. And I was really debating this for the longest time. It was really the case of like, okay, do I want to use C4s to kind of blow up the cash outs from below to drop it? Or do I think it's more useful to place explosive mines on areas where I know that players would go through? Let's pretend that this whole line here was another room. Well, what I like to do is, again, I have the explosive mines on common spots. For example, we know players would go up here. You'll notice that I do it on the stairs a lot as well. Let's pretend that this was a common spot that, let's say, lights can come into from jumping in. Well, that's already one scenario, one ideal ready to go, okay? You're in another building or another room completely far away from where the cash out lies. Now, why even is that? Well, that's because players aren't actually going to typically, you know, try and find out where you are and charge you down, because they're going to be more focused on trying to steal your cash out or steal your objective. Now, what do you have at this moment in time? Well, first of all, you have your shotgun, which, yeah, of course, you can have the building, you can, you know, maybe jump back through, you can go up here, try and jump through. Oh, there we go, I'm gonna take the shots, and I'm gonna go with my shotgun. Not really effective on my in this case, because it doesn't do much, and if you don't have any teammates there with you, it's just not going to really bode well. One of the things that I really like doing is being in another building. If there's a hole, for example, or anything like that, and they're cashing out, then obviously, you know, very typical, you guys would know, you'd use the RPG to blow it up, blow the floor below, and destroy it that way. But no one, for some reason, I do not see heavies using charge and slam to stop cash outs. This is the most effective thing I have ever seen to just completely eliminate players and completely destroy them from their cash outs. It's so strong. That is literally won me complete whole cash outs just from the case of me charging, slamming in and just running at them. Yes, you can also do it from above as well, but I do find that it is kind of inconsistent. It breaks that first floor off and it does deal damage to the players below, but it's not that consistent as being in another building and just running straight through and taking them out. So one of the things that I like to do is kind of have the charge and slam, run through, take them out. After we take them out, we dome shield down, and then you have the RPG if anyone wants to follow up, but you have the shotgun here as well, so you're taking the shots. Shot. One of the things I noticed their heavy players do incorrectly as well is they kind of have these fights like this. They do shot. And yes, it is dealing damage to the players on the other side, but what happens when they come in the dome with you? Well, you're going to be in a lot of trouble now, because yes, you have a shotgun, and they're in the dome with you, but it's still not going to be as effective as actually putting yourself in a better position whilst you're being a heavy in a dome. So what I like to do instead of being this close is I like to be more away from them, so I can take the shots. If they enter the dome, they still have another layer. They can't shoot out of this. They still have another layer where they can't shoot you, and they have to kind of try and deal the damage. They have to keep going through again. So see how I do shot as I'm walking back, shot, and I continue doing the shots through it. And that's going to effectively allow you to deal more damage and be a bit more safer compared to that, whilst at the same time as you've taken out the cash out from the charge and slam. So you've charged and slammed through, you've come down here, you've domed up, players fighting you, shot, you're stepping back, and you might see either mid-fight, or you might see after you've killed them that they start to steal. Well, that's why you have the RPG up. So you RPG through, you drop the RPG, and then by that time, I'm not kidding, you should have another charge and slam. So let's say they start stealing again, well, you just run through the charge and slam again. As simple as that. It's so effective and so crazy, the charge and slam. Look at the regen on that. It's so quick. And heavies do not abuse charge and slam as much as they should. It's just super effective. I'm gonna run out of this one. And dodge, come back in, charge and slam it. He's out. 2 dead. He's gonna keep running now. Same thing will happen. Oh, so the mistake I made there was leaving. I should have been more active and ready for it to stop it. Got the adrenaline and I was like, oh, okay, I need to come out. Like, I didn't need to do that at all. I think I come out and then back in, and then I kind of wait where this guy's in a really nice spot. I wait here, and then I have free range of the cash out. So I'm showing you guys the mistakes I'm making as well. Like, I'm not perfect at this. I'm still learning. But what I just did then of like describing like why I died and what I could have done, you should all be doing as well, especially if you're solo queuing, because you'll never improve if you're only annoyed at the game. Like, I get it. I get annoyed at the game a lot of the times too. There are so many things I don't like about the game state right now, with like the goo trapping you and getting stuck in buildings and the climbing. There's a ton of stuff I don't like. But if you're always going to be annoyed every time, you'll never learn how to improve. What I think would be more beneficial is if we went D now instead of C, because it's a bit obvious what we've done. But it's fine. How much time do I have? Do they have respawn coins? Trickster doesn't. Okay. I'm gonna go and help. Oh my god, no way. That's one. I think I'm dead here. Yeah, I'm dead here. Try and dodge it. Most above. We'll let them fight. We have dome shield as well. 2v1. Let's go in. Charge and slam this guy. This guy's dead. Okay, we're gonna put mines, just spam mines on it, and then leave. We're gonna get the hell out of here. We have a little bit of time. This should be enough to get us through as well. The pink team screwed themselves over by wiping, so it's really bad from them. So basically now what we want to do is just go in and suicide this, and we should still beat the pink team, I think. Really nice game from us. Very standard. This is pretty much my average game I have. Nothing like too out of the blue or too out of the ordinary. And here we go. So you see they're already there. Boom, there's your first kill. Now we go up. We can go a bit more aggressive now. Put down the dome shield already. Kind of showing that you're ready for a fight. I don't see anyone. And that guy just kind of did it as a solo, which is a bit weird. Boom, and now you have it. So now what we can do is we're mainly going to hold the high ground off of everyone. And if they need help, then we go down and we charge and slam through it, right, for example. But what I want to do is kind of be in a situation or place where I can just charge and slam through and be prepared. Here is unfortunate. We're just being shot from miles away. I'll do explosive mines. There's a guy here as well. Oh no, there's a light here. I traded for a light. I kind of had to. He could res me if he's smart. He could res me as well. You can go for a res. Nice. Good, good, good. Very good, very good. I'm going to wait here now and just stay back. There's a heavy right there above me. Let's just charge and slam these guys. Get them out. Very nice. Let's hear another guy as well. I'm going to dome shield pre. And just put C4 down. So I'm ready for them. I'm leaving. Fully leaving here. Fully leaving. Fully leaving. I need to regen a bit. Can go in a bit more. Just need to regen still. So remember now we have charge and slam, which is really good. Just gonna run here. Can't climb. There's a guy over there as well. Hopefully my recording's working. This is a really nice example. And there we go. We've defended that successfully. We're good now. Okay, that is the end of the guide. I hope you all enjoyed going through, checking out your contestant, and just seeing the different perspective shift on how I actually play the game as a solo player. And let me know how it does for you. Maybe you have some extra tips or anything you want to give the community, so please let me know in the comments as well. Maybe there's a couple of things that you want me to clarify on, so I can obviously help with that. But I played the game this way as a solo, and it has helped me out so much more than playing the game as a standard. And of course, you know, logically, I'd love you all to try it out and see what results you will get back. So thank you so much for watching. We're getting closer and closer to 10k subs. We're actually on 7.5k nearly, which is out of this world. It's crazy. So thank you all so much for being here and subscribing. You all mean so much to me, and yeah, I just really appreciate it. Honestly, it is crazy. So thank you all so much, to the bottom of my heart. I'll be trying to do some more content and maybe some streams soon as well for you all. But yeah, you guys are all awesome. So thank you. That's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed the video. My name is Synthix. And as always, I'll see you on the podium.